Okay, let me figure out who I want to draw next. It's been a long time and I've always struggled with full body, ponies and humans alike, but I will try. A long time ago, I designed a Twilight Sparkle and Flash Sentry kid. That ship died pretty soon after that because A Crushed Girl's Rainbow Rocks came out and Twilight got bullied by Flash Sentry in that movie and the ship just absolutely died. But I like her design, so we're gonna draw her. I always struggle with the rear end, okay? Don't take that out of context. But I truly do struggle with the back end of horses. It's hard. Looky there. The power of digital art. Half of the reason I do digital art. Because this is a nifty thing you can do, where you just move things. I started doing that cool thing where you have like the hoof separate from the rest of the thing. Near the end of when I stopped drawing ponies. Again, it's been a hot minute since I've drawn like a My Little Pony. Why am I trying this? I always struggle. How do? I'll just draw it here. No, I hate it. Another thing about digital art is you can just delete things that are bad. She's gonna be just really, really poised and posed. Hey, she's a princess. This is fine. She is the most poised. Both. She is poised and posed. She is posed in a poised way. That's roughly how I draw them. Do I draw them where they kind of look like deer? Absolutely, but I think deer are cool, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Her head's facing the other way in the reference, so this is gonna be a fun adventure of me trying to figure out how to mirror this in my head, but that's okay. So we got like a tuft of hair that comes up here, it goes over, continues down a little bit, and it does like a thing like her mom's, and it cuts mostly across. Something like that. This is a terrible reference for this character, by the way. I can't really see what her cutie mark looks like from here, but I got this, it's okay. I'll fix this when I do the line art, okay? Gosh, I haven't drawn eyelashes on a character in a long time. Okay, and now we're gonna try to line this. I can't mess it up, because I can just undo it if I do mess it up. Look at them confident lines. Aren't you proud? Why did I draw her ears so big? Because I felt like it. That's why. Oh boy, where are the lines in the hair? I lined them up like this on purpose. Because she's got the stripes in her hair. Like her mother. Solid lines meant solid lines. Solid lines. There we go. The little things, truly. I have a coworker, and he will do something as simple as like take an order. And he's like, man, I did really good on taking that order. He just pats himself on the back for like the littlest things. And honestly, I think it's super inspiring. At first I kind of like almost laughed at him for doing it. Now I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you did take that order well. I'm proud of you for like acknowledging, because so often these days we only acknowledge our faults. He'll do the tiniest thing right and he's like, good job me. And I think we could all be more like that. So now whenever he says those things, I'm like, you're right, you did do it well. I think part of the reason he says it is because he's got a lot of siblings. He's got a big family. And I think he just wasn't applauded for doing things as a child. Like, participation trophies are kind of a problem. But like, kids really do just need to be encouraged when they do things well. It's instrumental. And so I think he just taught himself to like, congratulate himself when he did things right, because no one did it for him. Sometimes it's the baby steps that matter. When I was a younger artist, I think I would have done a lot of good to myself by acknowledging like when I did anything good. I still have this bad habit of looking at my old art and being like, man, she sucked. I did, but I was learning. And I really should have, you know, taken time to appreciate it more back then. This has gotten worse the farther I've gotten down, but like, look, I don't draw full body ponies, and it's been a long time since I have. Another fun quirk about me, and what you will see often if you just choose to stick around, I draw a lot of characters, both ponies and humans, and I draw them from the shoulders up. I don't draw the rest of them. I've gotten really good at drawing characters from the shoulders up, and like not the rest of them. And I'm working on it, but just know that you're gonna see a lot of that if you stick around. Good old shield emblems. We should bring those back. I don't know how or why we would use them, but like, bring back shield emblems, you know? I'm just gonna fill this in. I'll fix it later. Cutie marks are hard, man. Very difficult. I said I was gonna fix it later, and now I'm just like here, like, let me just fix it. Oh boy, I forgot to draw the wings. Been a long time since I've drawn wings on a pony too. I used to actually have a pony Sona. Shout out to anyone who sees this and knows what that is. I feel like those are becoming less and less of a thing. But also, like, we're in the next generation of My Little Ponies, so who knows? But my pony Sona was actually a Pegasus, because I was like, I'm not strong enough to be an Earth pony, and I'm not smart enough to be a unicorn. Because that's what my brain thought back in the day, and so I was like, I'll be a Pegasus instead, because I didn't think I was good enough to be the other two types of horses. Her name was Blizzard, and she was, get this, mint green. It's where I got mint from, I think. She was mint green, but her hair was like silver. Those colors don't necessarily look good together, but I thought she was cool. Personality-wise, she was just a Fluttershy ripoff, because I was a huge Fluttershy fan back in the day. What can I say? I related. Social anxiety is real, y'all. You know what? I'm actually really proud of those wings, all things considered. They could have been a lot worse. Are they a little bit crooked on her? Absolutely. Am I gonna fix that? Yes. Goodness. There we go. Those back legs are awful, but we're just gonna go ahead and color this. I'm impressed I got this color on the second try. It's usually an absolute pain in the butt to find, because it's like a beigey color, but it's specifically like a slightly, like subtly orangey yellow one. But I somehow managed to get it on the second try. It is very similar to Flash Sentry's color, but like slightly pink shifted. I actually got the color by going into Microsoft Paint, taking Flash Sentry, then taking Twilight Sparkle's Pelt color, and I used the marker tool, which is a slightly opaque painting tool, and I put it over the color, and then I selected the color in between, and then I repeated alternating the colors with the marker until I found one I liked, because that's how I used to mix colors back in the day. It's amazing the things you can do in Microsoft Paint if you have enough stubbornness and time. Because when I first started learning how to draw online, that's all I had. I still sometimes draw in Microsoft Paint because I just know how to do it. Now we're gonna color the legs. Please ignore the back legs. I know they're not good, but the back legs are hard, especially when you're doing the hoof thing at the bottom, which is technically my own fault. I didn't have to do the hoof thing at the bottom, but I got to the point near the very end of when I was still consistently just doing My Little Pony before I went full humans from shoulder up. I got to where I could do this because I saw someone do it one time and thought it was really cool. Yeah, a lot of my early art was, man, someone did this one time, it's really cool, and I'm gonna emulate it. But it was little things and little bits and pieces from a bunch of different people, which kind of led me to my own quote-unquote style. Back when you first start art, or at least back when I did, I was determined to find my own style, like a drawing that looked like it was drawn by me, that was distinctive and looked cool. Because it seems like everyone else you see on the internet who's really good at art, they have a distinctive style, like you could pick out their art out of a lineup. And the way I figured out how to get my style, the way I draw now, is I literally just, like a little goblin, I found little bits and pieces of other people's art that I really liked and appreciated, and just used it. I went through a phase where I drew my noses really, really big, like 90% of the face was nose, and I was like, it's a style thing. And I still kind of draw noses on humans too big, but not near as bad as I used to. Because I used to exaggerate it on purpose, which was partly because I kind of liked the way it looked, and I thought it was, you know, a cool style thing. And also, I used to be insecure about having a nose that was too big, because I used to get bullied for it. I was like, ha, joke's on you. Now all of my characters have really big noses. Why is this doing... Oh, I know why this is doing this. I drew it on the wrong layer. It's okay, we're gonna finish the hair, and then we'll fix the tail. See, there it is. So I'm gonna just draw over the line work and fix it later. Before middle school, I wasn't even a kid that drew, right? But I've always had this impression of people who are artists now were like, they started drawing from birth. But I was not a kid that drew. Like, my definition of drawing was I took like crayons and scribbled on a piece of paper, and I was like, colors, and that was it. And then I went out into the yard to play. Man, do I love drawing. Even when I scribble through it because I hate it, goodness, the looks I get when I like scribble through drawings that people think is good because I don't like it. It's almost therapeutic though. It's very funny watching people just be like, why'd you scribble through that? I don't know, it's like an acknowledgement to myself I could do better. It's almost like when I look back at this in the future, I'll be like, okay, I can see that I went wrong, but at least I knew that it went wrong. Because there's some of my early drawings that I was like really proud of, and they're not it, you know? To some extent, you need to know that you need to grow. If you think you've mastered something and you can't improve, like, that's not a good, healthy mindset. You can always improve and get better at your craft. You can be 90-something and still learn something new about your craft. I now have Show Yourself from Frozen 2 stuck in my head, I just now noticed. Good song, but I haven't heard it in a while, so I don't know why it just popped into my head. Sometimes my internal radio does weird things that I can't explain. Can't believe I've been streaming for over an hour. That's ridiculous. But I gotta finish this drawing. I gots to. There's too many lines. I'm getting confused. We're gonna erase this because we moved this. Doesn't that look better? You may not think so. I think it does. Coat, by the way. I just remembered the name for this part. It's called the coat. What did I call it earlier? I did not use the correct term earlier. Oh well. I think I said pelt. Pelt is not correct. After this, we just need to color in my cutie mark. And then we go back here, because I realized I forgot to do something on this layer. Because these little things are also colored. And normally they wouldn't have an outline around them, but I'm just drawing things with a black outline today. And we finish the eye, and then we've drawn her. I don't know how I'm doing that. Also, I don't think I ever came up with a good character name for this one. I think that the best name I ever came up for was Sunrise Splash, and that is atrocious. It's not atrocious, but it's not a very good name. So just know that she doesn't really have a name, and not that I forgot to say it. Now that sounds like I just forgot to say it, but I don't. She does not have a name. But she exists. And that's vaguely what she looks like. There she is. Alright. Not my best full body, but not bad, I'd say. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and had a good time. See you around.